Welcome back to your Feel Good Show. It is Espresso here on SABC3. Now, before we head over to Chef Cohen, and he's going to be making us one last delicious beetroot recipe. For this recipe, all you have to do is SMS the word Pakco to 33728 for your ingredients list and the link to the recipe. But also, you stand a chance to walk away with an amazing Morphy Richards kettle. You'll be getting a Hershey's voucher that you will be getting a Pakco product hamper as well. So all you have to do is SMS the word Pakco to 33728. Now let's head over to Chef Cohen, and he's making us a delicious steak tartare. Let's go and check it out.
Thanks, guys, studio, for the warm welcome. But we're in my domain now, so it's time to get things going Pakco style. So here's what we'll be needing for today's dishes: brown sugar, butter, peeled and boiled beetroot, some balsamic vinegar, fresh thyme, seasoning, which is salt and pepper, puff pastry sheets, some Heinz ginger. What we'll also be needing for the rest of our dish is some fillet steak, some seasoning, olive oil, basil leaves, and goat's cheese. And when these come together, what we'll have is a beetroot Tarte Tatin with a flash fried fillet steak. Let's get started. We're going to take our butter, we're going to put our butter into our hot pan, and we're going to let that fry and melt down. Now what you want to do is you want to let that melt down enough to start bubbling and sizzling, and you got your heat going. So I'm going to grab my sugar. Now what's happening with sugar is it's going to go into the hot butter and it's going to start melting down a lot faster. We're going to take our balsamic vinegar. Just going to put a little splash of that in, and with that, some of our Heinz ginger powder. I'm just going to sprinkle that in. So what we're going to do now is we're taking the natural sweetness of the beetroot. It's got an earthy, rustic sweetness to it. We're giving it a lot of elements that's just going to heighten the flavor. So we're taking what it's got to offer, giving it something of our own to offer, and bringing them together to come in harmony. So now we've got our caramel ginger melted rendition that's come together wonderfully. I can smell that balsamic vinegar coming off. I'm going to pull out my wooden spoon. I'm going to grab my spoon. It's just going to make it easier for me to transfer the caramel into the muffin tins for individual portions. Careful, please, guys. Hot sugar burns without remorse. And I'm just going to pour this inside here. Share it out evenly. Portion control isn't important because of restaurants. It's important because everybody at your table eating the meal deserves to get the same amount.
You need to work quickly before the syrupy sauce hardens. Place a sprig of thyme on top of the caramel, then arrange boiled and peeled beetroot rounds on top.
You don't want to make these too big now, because with the beetroot and the puff pastry and the steak, it's going to be quite filling. So if it doesn't look as big as you want it to, you don't need it to be that big. It's going to go a long way. Some big, bold flavors in here.
Then top the beetroot with puff pastry, cut to cover the top of the muffin tray.
Final one going on now, the puff pastry. We're just going to take some beaten egg, brush it over, pop it into the oven. So, a little bit of egg that we've clipped, as the Afrikaans say. Going to spread it over evenly.
Chef Cohen has preheated the oven to 200 degrees Celsius. Another tip is to grease the muffin tin before you start. Bake till the pastry is a beautiful golden color.
We're going to do our seasoning that we're going to grab and just sprinkle over our steak pieces over here. Fillet steak. We're going for the good stuff today because we're worth it. And with that, I'm going to season the steak and not the pan. I just prefer to oil it as well the same way, that I don't get too much oil sitting on the steak. I can then rub it all around. And now we're going to place our fillets into our pan to seal. Now, when you're placing anything in the pan, always remember, put it towards yourself and then drop it away from yourself. So if there is any splashback, it's not hitting you, and you're free of the burn zone that is oil spitting back. I like mine medium rare, medium well, a happy medium if you will. However you like yours done, you can just carry on cooking at the same pace. If you don't want to cook them this way, you can then seal them, put them onto a baking tray and pop them in the oven to complete cooking if you would prefer to do it that way. Your call, we're just giving you the guidelines. We're gonna see what's happening here. We've got a nice shizzle. We're gonna check underneath there. We got color going on. That's what we were looking for. Take it, just gonna turn it over and follow suit to the rest of them.
For buttery soft fillet, remember to leave it to rest after cooking. 5 to 10 minutes should be enough.
those are done now. I'm gonna pop these aside. While that's resting, I'm gonna go grab us a plate and we're gonna put this whole dish together. Tray. Just to help loosen it very gently. And drum roll in my head. We've got a few free ones. Let's work with that.
Serve with fresh rocket leaves and plate. For a list of ingredients, SMS the keyword Pakco to 33728. That's Pakco to 33728, and you might also win a Pakco product hamper.
And I'm gonna top it off with a little bit of goat's cheese on top of our beetroot Tarte Tatin. And when that comes together, what we've got is our beetroot Tarte Tatin with fillet steak.
Let's see it again. Melt together butter and sugar. Add balsamic and ginger and leave to caramelize. Pour into muffin tray, then top with thyme and beetroot. Cover with pastry, egg wash, then bake until golden. Remove from tray and top with cheese. Sprinkle fillet with Heinz steak and chop spice, then sear in a hot pan. Finish cooking in the oven if needed. Plate and enjoy.
From us to you, until next week, look forward to seeing you. Guys, the studio, what's happening? Are you keen to try some?
With Pakco Curry Made Easy, making curry is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Choose Pakco for the perfect curry every time.